Good morning. Look at how many people are here today. It must be Tree Fort Day. Oh, fantastic. Welcome to the February 8th meeting of the special events team, where we go over all of the bits and pieces and details and have conversations about cool special events coming up in the community. I will call the meeting to order. We will go around the room and introduce ourselves to you, and then we will start with our first event of the morning, which is Tree Fort. So let's start with ACHD.
Ada County Highway District, Debbie White.
Conrad McDaniel, Republic Services.
Dinko Milkovich, Central District Health.
Sabrina Bobo, City of Boise Risk and Safety.
Sierra Padilla Hewitt, DVA. Summer Altieri, Parks and Rec.
Cameo Aikens, Ada County Paramedics.
Jesse Tapper, Boise Fire Department.
Taylor Gomez, Boise Police Admin.
Matthew Konvalinka, Boise Police.
Rachel Holford, City of Boise Emergency Preparedness.
Kelly Frank with the City Clerk's Office. And we also have Jamie Heinzerling with the City Clerk's Office online. And it looks like our Public Works, Ed Graves just tuned in as well.
Great. And I'm Maria Waig with the Office of Community Engagement here at the City of Boise. So we'll start with Tree Fort this morning. Y'all want to come up to the center?
Good morning. Got this working. Thanks for having us. I want to introduce you to Stephanie Garrett. She's new to our team and been helping project manage our big move, which we're going to cover today. As many of you know, the location formerly known as Tree Fort Main Stage is full on construction zone these days, which is exciting for the city, and we like new projects. So we got to work on a whole new layout of our main stage, and we are maintaining our downtown presence with all our downtown venues too, and we'll cover that a little bit. But I think most of the focus today will be on the big move to Julia Davis Park, which we're excited to talk about, and we appreciate all the partners that have been talking through it with us so far. So I think we'll just dive in and we'll go from there. Oh, real quick, I did want to let you know who else is in the room with our team. We have Allie Morgan, our festival manager, Kevin Mazzarelli and John Betts on our production leads, Mike Ench and Dan Hill, who are our safety operations folks, Carrie Cardoni with our medical team, and that's it. That's here, it looks like. So yeah. All right. So if you don't know Tree Fort, it's a 5-day event. It happens all over downtown Boise. We do have a main stage footprint that we're going to highlight today that'll be centralized in Julia Davis Park on the west side of the park, west of the zoo. And then we'll cover, I think it's about 30 some other venues in downtown Boise. Who benefits? I think we've talked about a lot over the years. I think, one of the reasons why we like staying downtown core of things is a lot of the downtown small businesses and everyone benefits from it. And there's a lot of ancillary benefits to that throughout the year. But I think one thing I was thinking about this morning, one thing I think we're really proud of is we become a really like a foothold for young entrepreneurial minded folks and just the organization itself. But if you even count like our 500 volunteers, there's a variety of folks that use Tree Fort as kind of their way to connect with the community in a larger way and to just be involved. And so, and then there's artists. I think so far over 25 different countries are coming, and most of the states, and just the convening aspect that we get the opportunity to host here in Boise has a lot of benefits for our community. But it's always impressive to me how many people from around the world value what they get out of coming to visit us here in Boise during those 5 days. So we'll keep it at that for today. Could you flip the next slide just real quick? So we're going to just jump right into this footprint, but I kind of want to give you this kind of more general overview really quick and just to orientate you, and then we'll get into the details. This is our public map that we put out last week. But if you look at it, if you're looking at from left to right, the zoo's on your right, Capitol Boulevard's on your left. What I like about this one is you can see the two different colored zones. The blue area is the wristband zone, And then everything else is non-wristbanded, and we'll go over kind of how we're perimetering the like fort zone. So anyways, we can go back to the more detailed one, but I thought that's kind of, so applying this to what you just saw, it's a little harder to see. So the park bisects like right in the middle there. You'll see that kind of in the fine print, it says emergency exit, or I can't even read it from Pat. Yeah. So we'll just start left to right. I just kind of want to walk everyone through it. If that sounds good, we'll just kind of, we've walked it a little bit. So on the left side, which is the west end of that area of the park, we'll have our main entrance up there by the Boise Art Museum. And that'll be a security checkpoint where people will, the whole perimeter, there's that, I think they call it the Mall Road. Is that what you guys call it? Right, goes through the middle. That'll be kind of one edge of the perimeter, and then Julia Davis Road down at the bottom, all the way over the zoo, and over there will be one big alcohol perimeter around the whole area. So on the Fort Zone side, which is the non-wristbanded area, you have Ale Fort, which we used to put in a parking lot over at the Owyhee. So it's a few different tents. There's some token sales stuff there. There's a food truck, so those blue rectangles right next to it. And there's gonna be a bunch of seating areas and stuff like that. If you go down, that's the bandshell down there. There's some restrooms there. The bandshell is going to be, that area is going to be called Radio Land, which where Radio Boise is going to be kind of hosting that area. We'll have bands on the bandshell. Then if you go kind of north from there, you can see there's a little area that's our wristband pickup and volunteer check-in, and that's kind of so if people have tickets to the wristband zone, that's where they'll pick up their wristbands to be able to go over there. Just north of that is Kid Fort, and our primary first aid area with an ambulance is going to be parked there. All those pink things are like our nonprofits and sponsorship activations, be like 10 by 10 tents in most cases. The white rectangle in the middle of the park is our kind of our merch hub, our general store, and that bisect that exists on both sides of what's going to be a 6-foot fence that's going to separate the wristband zone from the Fort Zone, as you see with it looks like 3 different pass-throughs. Their main entrance will be, so up there is the Rose Garden to the north. That's going to be a secondary entrance, a security checkpoint coming into the whole footprint, and then just to the right of that is the entrance into the wristband zone, which takes you into the larger orange rectangle is our main stage. And all behind that is back of house, kind of with the top of that back house being that Mall Road. And it kind of, you'll see it curves down. So there'll be still a public entrance into the zoo. We'll be controlling that area of the parking lot. The parking lot to the north, as you see, it's going to be ADA parking, both for zoo visitors and the museums and to festival goers. So there's the main stage bar is there's another first aid tent, more porta potties. There's another stage down south of the main stage. It's kind of the general gist of it. Might be a good time to take questions around that. I know we've talked to it with folks, but would that make sense? You guys want to talk through that footprint before we move forward?
Yeah, I think so. Let's go ahead and
Great.
do that. One question that I have for you is very cool moving to the park. Is it going to impact the accessibility of the whole event?
From an ADA standpoint, so we've been doing a lot of design around that. I don't believe so, because there is enough hardscape there. So like we're putting our ADA bathrooms along the hardscapes where we can. There's an ADA platform along the hardscape. The park is pretty flat. I do think we might have to, depending on the softness of the turf, we'll say around that time, might have to do some extra design around that. But that's something we're very mindful of and would certainly take additional notes on for.
Yeah, no, thank
Yeah,
you. You
yeah,
all do a
yeah.
great job with that. It
Yeah.
just occurred to me. I was
Yeah.
like looking at this big park space, particularly the forts, not the wristbanded area. Like, what does that
Yep.
look like for folks trying to navigate grass?
Yeah.
Just tricky.
So
So,
one thing of note too, there's the ADA parking. We are working with Boise State to have public parking across the river. That isn't fully baked, but the idea is there's going to be some public parking across the street. But we also, being so close to the green belt, we have a lot of pedestrian and bike traffic in general. And we assume that that's going to increase with this footprint. I think it's worth noting before we go around too, there's going to be the tree line. We're working with Valley Regional Transit with a circulator bus that will pick up folks up on the north side on what's that on, it's not River Street. What is that street there? Anybody? Julia Davis too. So it circles around on the north side. Yeah. Anyway, there's that. And then we do plan when the park closes at night, which will close just around 10 p.m. Well, that's when entertainment will end, and we plan to close it by 11. We're working with Boise PD to have some pedestrian support across Capitol as we have a big dump out. So, yeah. Anyway,
And Rachel, we've had the safety and security meeting. Okay, then I think that it makes sense to just go around the room, talk about the footprint and any remaining questions. I don't know that it's necessary after a safety and security meeting to go through all of the
cool.
minutia.
Great.
Go ahead.
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
I don't think ACHD needs anything. The footprint's entirely outside of our right of way. If you are going to be controlling traffic a little bit, yeah, as long as BPD is supporting it.
Mhm.
Otherwise, we would need a traffic control plan and a little more information.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
thanks.
Good morning.
Morning.
I did not hear you introduce David. Is he not here?
I don't think he's here this morning. No.
Okay,
Yep.
and that's fine. He's been great. We've been communicating and walked the site last week when it was 10 degrees. So it's all fresh in my mind.
Yeah.
On the park side, everything's right on schedule there for trash and recycling, looking good. I still need to hammer out with him. He wants dumpsters in other areas, some smaller dumpsters, and I'll just continue to work offline with him on that. So things are looking good. Thank you.
Hey, Eric, thanks for taking my call yesterday, and I'll set up a meeting with you so that we can walk through the different locations of downtown where the other venues are going to be at.
Great.
I have no concern with the stuff in the park. It doesn't really affect us in parking. There was two things that I know that we had talked about in parking today. The first one is last year we seen a few of the bus stops downtown being used for drop off, load in, drop off, that sort of thing. And so we just want to be careful with that sort of thing because it causes some issues. And then the other thing is some of the venues, we're going to have to move the parking just a little further away. It'll be within the area, but we'll move it just a bit away. But when we get together and we go through that walkthrough meeting, we'll be able to determine that. But I just wanted to make that known now because I know that in the past, we've had the parking right in front of the venue. Now we'll probably have to have it around the corner, that sort of thing. So that's all I had for you right now. And then I will be in contact with you so we can set up that meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you, my man.
Mhm.
Hey, good morning, guys. Got a month and a half left until the event, so plenty of time for our front office to process all your paperwork, the notification of the event, a list of food vendors. If you're going to have any food vendors that are operating out of a booth instead of a food truck, just please advise them to submit an application at least 30 days before the first day.
Mhm.
And besides that, everything should be fine.
Great. Thank you.
I didn't look at the packet to see if you guys had submitted the certificate of insurance yet.
Don't think we have a finalized one. Yeah, maybe we do. We should. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did submit.
Okay.
Okay,
There's one in there. Yeah.
I'll take a look at that. And then you guys don't plan on having any drones or anything like that?
Not over there. There is conversation about a potential drone show, which we will file that appropriately when that gets
Okay.
baked a little bit further. So,
Okay.
yeah.
I think that's all I have.
Yep.
Thanks.
Yep.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Thanks for the presentation. We haven't had a chance to connect yet on community notifications, so we'll just work offline. Just let me know who's the best contact for that and we can get going.
Awesome. Thank you.
Oh, hi, Tree 14.
Hello.
It's good. I just want to say thank you so much for moving this to the parks. You guys have been we tease that you guys come as a big team every time, but it is really helpful. Every time every member comes, you guys have our answers. I know we're asking a lot of you guys and you guys have accommodated all of it, from ADA parking to keeping the pathways open so that we can accommodate everybody. to having free spaces and activating all different parts of the park. It's just, we're really excited to have it. You guys were really helpful for the zoo portion, being so sensitive about our needs for the animals. And I would love to just say thanks for that. We will just keep meeting out in the park in those wonderful weather. We gotta get it out now, so it's nice for your guys' week. But you guys are great. So we have nothing right now at this meeting that we need to talk about.
Thank you.
Good morning. I received your medical plan yesterday. Everything looks good. So on Ada County's end, we're good.
Awesome. Thank you.
Good morning. The last two meetings we've had together have been very beneficial, and I'm very, very happy with the changes that we've made to the footprint here. So thank you for that. Thank you. I know it's difficult to make changes when you come up with a plan already. So we very much appreciate that. Just a few reminders. The main stage you guys are having there, it's the same one you've always had. Is that correct? The stage line SL 250. Okay, that's good. So we already have all the engineering documents and specs on that. So that is great. And a reminder that you're going to need a special events permit for this, just like you always have in the past. Make sure Event Rents puts all their tent information under that special events permit. You will need an additional tent permit for the satellite location at the bus station. Yep. And I want to get together with you guys, and I want to do an inspection of that bus station just to make sure that's safe and good to go. I also need a list of venues still for the downtown area. And then a reminder, the barricades around like the food trucks and all the entrances and everything, we don't expect you to have those manned 24 hours. I think you already know that, but if you could have your security team periodically check that during after hours during the footprint, just to make sure nobody plugs those areas up, that would be great. And then how big is that second stage, the secondary stage?
That's south of the main stage.
Yes.
Kevin, do you have the dimensions on that?
Footprint's about 20 feet by 20 by 20.
20 by 20? Okay. Is it the same secondary stage you had last time?
No, but it's the same one we used for our Flipside Festival at Visual Arts Collective. It's the same stage.
Okay. And you're in,
I can email you the specs.
is it a trailer as well?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
And the same company. It's a stage line for the smaller version.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good. That's all I have. Thank you for being so flexible. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate the walkthrough. That helped quite a bit on, kind of understanding what's going on. The only things I have are, we'll get you a staffing agreement and we'll talk about that offline, and a couple other issues. But other than that, we're fine with the park. Thank you.
Thank you.
This way we don't have to share. Just want to say thank you so much. I know we've had several conversations and have worked through the footprint tremendously, made some adjustments. And so the big thing for us is thank you so much for those conversations. And we really did try to look at that footprint and figure out placement of items for emergency ingress egress. So the plan that we've worked out, we can get to the museum if we need to, we can get to the zoo front gate if we need to, and we have routes for police, fire, and medics to get through that entire footprint. So the big ask is just let's ensure that those areas stay clear, and we have minimal things we have to move out of the way should we need to get in there. Another part of that is where we did the placements for the first aid tents, and we did ask for 2. So thank you for supporting that. But that does mean that we have access to those a lot quicker than the original plan. So really the only things that I have on my list is if we could verify who your private medical provider is going to be, and then a list of the satellite venues. Thank you.
We did secure that private medical provider. We can, it's Lifestar, which we'll send to you, but just, yeah.
Hello, great to see you guys again. I need, in addition to the health department, a vendor list, your food and beverage vendors. Who is the lucky person in charge of that this year?
David Roberts, and then he's got someone working with him, Mary, I think her last name is Coleman.
Okay.
We'll get you in touch.
Okay.
Yeah.
So obviously you guys know the spiel 30 days ahead of time. The health department requires their licensing, but we do need to verify that everyone is properly licensed with the city as well, with their eating and drinking mobile Those do expire annually on February 28th. So a lot of people forget, but we're happy to remind them, happy to get those turned around. And then I can't believe Jesse didn't mention the fire department stickers, but I always, I have a little chart too.
Yeah.
Okay. Orange.
Orange. Yep.
Sorry, Jesse. Oh, he's got one.
Perfect.
All right. So anything that I can do to help with that, any of the missing information as far as the venue list and stuff, please feel free to send it to the special events email and I can get it posted online for everyone to see. If you guys have any questions, always happy to help out. Look forward to another great event this year. And it's hard to believe that it's almost Tree Fort time again.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah, thank you.
Ed, anything from you?
Yeah, hi, good morning. I apologize, I can't be there in person. Actually, there is nothing. I've been working with David Broderick, and he and you guys and the green team just do such an amazing job. So yep, I'm here if you need any other resources or any help, but that's all I've got.
Great. Kelly, have we had anybody else join online? All right. Are we already set with the signage on City Hall like we had last year?
I don't know. Good question.
I was just thinking about like what's on my plate.
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
one of them.
All right. Well, we can check in with that team. Yeah.
Great.
Did you guys want to touch base a little bit about other venues? Because there's a couple new ones. It's in our packet, but
Yeah,
you feel
sure.
good about that? Like,
Yeah, that'd be great.
So we are activating the old Greyhound bus station at 12th and Bannock. There's going to be a stage in the parking lot. There's going to be a kind of art fort activation inside some food and beverage, and there'll be a small stage in the garage, the old bus garage too. So, and then what else is, well, I don't know if you heard, we're building our own venue called Tree Fort Music Hall that will be ready ish in time for it too. So that's right on Capitol and Broad Street, which I know we submitted. We are going to close Broad Street in front of it, which partially because of some of the construction stuff that's going to be staged there and stuff. So Broad Street will be closed between 8th and Capitol. The old Foothills building by the library would be where our artist lounge is, and a small stage there, a small youth stage. And then we kind of hit a snag over the weekend where we can't have the stage we're going to have at Woodland Empire based on some things. So we've been in talks with Dave Crick and company to move it to 8th Street. And that's one thing I was going to talk to the DBA about. And, you know, it's already closed down street. We can work with fire. We know there's egress issues with the stage because of the sidewalks, but did want to get it on everyone's radar that we might do a stage for 3 days on 8th Street by Funky Taco. And I don't know if that's, you guys are going to wonder why we're adding another stage somewhere, anywhere, but I think we can pull it off pretty smoothly, and it'll be a cool way to keep ties to the downtown businesses, because that's one of our concerns with moving to the park is maintaining gravity with the downtown core too. And so we kind of think it'd be a cool move. So any initial concerns with that?
That's Parks property, so you can work with you.
Oh,
surprise!
This is getting too
more park time.
Okay, cool.
Let's
Good.
talk more.
Okay, awesome.
Yep.
Sorry to just introduce that this morning, but I thought I should bring it up. Yeah. So,
No, it's great. And no surprise you need more stages. I looked at the website today at the lineup and I was like, that is a lot.
yeah. Yes.
of action.
Cool. There's more coming out tomorrow, but
Oh, super. I can't wait. I was like, where's the schedule? I want to start planning.
Tomorrow.
Okay.
And Boise Fire always has concerns. So just
Yes.
just access concerns. If you could get me more information on those locations, more footprints. I want to know where everything is. 8th Street is pretty crowded already. So
I think, like I said, I think Dave Creek and Bitter Creek are going to take that on, kind of like Boise Brewing is take on their area. So likely they will be working with you on that, with us too. But yeah. Okay.
All right. Anything else on Tree Fort proper before we move to the next? All right. Terrific. Thanks, you
you.
guys. Looking forward to it. Also, fingers crossed for really beautiful spring weather. All right, next up is Tree Fort adjacent, the Boise Brewing Tree Fort venue. Hey, welcome, Kate. That is the best sweatshirt. Oh, we'll offline about that.
So I'm glad, this is,
Kate, can you pop your mic on just so the system picks you up? Thank you.
do I hold it down?
No, it just has to be green.
We're
You're
good.
good.
Alrighty, so my name's Kate. I work for Boise Brewing. I do our events there. This is our layout plan for the Boise Brewing venue for Tree Fort. Pretty similar to last year. A couple different changes. We have put the stage perpendicular to the tap room. So it's going to be in the middle of Broad right there, close to the alleyway. And we're also doing 5 days with Tree Fort. So longer street closure. Let's see, we have secured fencing from Event Rents. We have the porta potties. I'm hoping my pedestrian plan is okay, Debbie, but I'm sure you'll let me know. We are planning on having the brewery itself open 12 to 10, those 5 days, open to like general public, our regulars, and then they can stick around and enjoy some really awesome music too. We will be serving outside, have a service area outside. It is that orange rectangle on the south side of Broad. So we'll be serving there, as well as inside the tap room. We have MAV security doing wristband checks and also having a presence throughout the venue itself, and overnight security too. Let's see. Also, the stage itself, I believe we're planning on using Downtown Boise Association stage. They're Alive After 5. That's an awesome stage, which I love because we have had it in this layout before for our anniversary party, and it does fit really nicely right across Broad there. But I will open it up to you guys for questions, concerns.
Hi. So I did get your traffic control pedestrian plan. All of it looks good. You're good there. I don't remember if we've got the insurance yet, but I think everything else was good. If I see anything I'm missing, I will let you know, but I think it's all done.
Hi, Kate. Important question here. Will the Broad Street Blonde be in season?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. I know I've seen that you've already ordered the extra service, so thank you for that. And that really, I'm all set, unless you have questions for me. Thank you.
Kate, we're set to go on parking. You're not going to be using anything that's, reserved or metered or anything like that. So we're good to go. Thank you.
Hey, good morning, Kate. Are you guys gonna have any food vendors on site?
As of right now, no. There is space if if Tree Fort wanted to push maybe or wanted to have a food vendor there, we would have the space, but as of right now, no.
Okay. Do you guys perhaps have any plans to serve food on site?
That's a great question because our chefs are wanting to get going on making food and getting the restaurant going. Right now, no. We have to right now just operate on such a small scale as far as food storage and everything. So for 5 days doing food, I don't really see it in our plans with what we are operating with right now. But if that changes, I'll let you know.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Good morning. Just your certificate of insurance for the event. So
Hi, Kate. So we're all set for our end. Just wanted to reiterate that list that I sent over, that secondary list. If you can get to it, that'd be super helpful, I think, for you, given the timeline. And then if you're all set with the stage, you're good with this, you're good to go. Okay, cool. Okay.
Nothing from Parks.
Nothing from paramedics.
I think we're pretty good with the stage there in the street, but you please keep the other end of the of Broad Street completely open all the way up to the stage, 20 feet all the way to the stage. I can't remember how big that stage is, but if it is possible to leave like put it to the side, leave like a 10-foot access through there, if you can do that, that would be wonderful. And then the alley next to the building next there's an apartment complex there that you guys need to monitor that and make sure that doesn't get blocked up either. There's no parking there already. Just keep an eye on that because there's a high life hazard there. So we want access to those buildings. And then the fencing that's behind the stage, I noticed that it looked like it went to the corner of the building on that map. There's also a fire department connection for Boise Brings sprinkler system right there. So if we can make sure that is not blocked or that fencing, I'm sure your fencing is all going to be easily movable, but just keep that in mind when you're putting that up. Okay. So again, if you can put the stage to one side, that'd be wonderful. If not, we can deal with it, but everything's got to be completely open all the way up to it. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Hey, just to clarify, Jesse, are you asking for 6th and Broad not to have fencing?
Say that again, Marie. I'm
Are
sorry.
you asking for 6th and Broad not to have fencing?
No. What I'm saying is that fencing is going to be easily movable on 6th and Broad. I want from there all the way up to the stage completely open so we could get a fire engine onto Broad, all the way up to the stage. And if possible, the stage on one side of the street so we could even get around the stage if we needed to. I realize that may not be possible.
I'll have to, when I go back to the brewery today, I'll get the measuring tape out and see what I can do to get back to you on that one.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. When we've used the stage in the past, we've had it on the 6th Street access. And then I understand what you're saying, keeping it to the side. So yeah, 10 foot. I think the general rule I keep in mind is so a paramedic could easily scoot around it. But yes, I'll get the measuring tape out when I get back and see exactly where we're be placing a stage and let you know. Yeah.
That would be preferable. We can also access it from the 5th and Broad side. So I'm not real concerned if you completely block it off, but I would prefer if we could get around it, that would be great.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm good. I don't have any questions. Thank you.
Good morning. Just as Jesse was saying, we're going to need those dimensions so that we can have that plan for if fire or paramedics need to get in there. So as soon as we can get that, the better. And then we can communicate and ensure there's not going to be any issues on getting through there. And if you could let us know what type of fencing you're going to be utilizing and what that height is that we're looking at, that just allows us to give that heads up to our crews that may have to go down there. Thank you.
Hello. If you do change your mind on the food vendors or tree for however that works out, we do need the 30-day notice. So obviously, the spiel from the food trucks and booths and stuff for the city and the health department. So feel free to send those my way so we can get everyone checked out and passed along.
Ed.
Yeah, sorry, is it my turn? Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh.
Thumbs up from you. Thumbs up from you. Sorry, I could not hear you very well.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, Kate, we're like pretty good. I'll get you the bins. Thank you. I just noticed in your application, you're going to use or accept stainless steel reusable cups, whether they're looks like tree for it or not. So yeah, thank you for that. That'll be a huge waste reduction effort on your part. So, but that's all I've got. Yeah, appreciate it.
Great. Thanks so much, Kate. It's awesome to have you. It's awesome to have you in person. We're a very intimidating bunch. Thank you. All right, up next, this event is a bit in the future. Allison, welcome. I understand you have some news for us.
Yes. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for having me come early. This comes with me having probably my last YMCA public meeting for events. So I'm leaving that position and I'm moving on to another organization. So I'll be with Girls on the Run moving forward, starting the end of February. So, but thank you for all of your support over the past, I don't know, almost 10 years. So it's been great working with you all. And I've learned a ton from even just listening to them present. Every time you come in and hear all the different events present, you just learn a ton. So thank you. Okay, so we're going to do famous potato. And you have that. Yeah. Yep, perfect. So mine, I feel, is so small and easy compared to those. So I'm excited. So we are looking at our 45th year of Famous Idaho Potato. So the Potato Commission is on board. We're super excited to be partnering with them again. It's been quite an amazing run over the past years. We've made it through virtual to partial in person and virtual, and we're hoping to bring back our high numbers of participants throughout the community for 2023. So we're hoping for about 2,800 runners. And they typically come from all across the country to run the marathon here in Boise. So feel pretty fortunate about that. We've been doing this for, 40 some years, using the parks, using the green belts, and working with all of the different associations and communities throughout the area. So we're excited to see that, to have these people out again. And it just brings our community out together to get them activated and start doing some healthy activities. And whether they're doing a PR for their marathon or they're out just for their first 5K, we like to be able to support those health seekers at the Y. So we are working with Life's Kitchen to do our potato bar. So they'll be doing the catering permit for that. I'm not sure if Go-Go Squeeze will be providing in-kind donations this year or not, but Mountain Berry Bowls will be there on site as a vendor. So they'll get their information submitted. And then we'll have some other vendors. Right now, we have probably 3 or 4, and there'll be more to come, and we'll get you a list as we get a little bit closer to that. That's the picture. And then for this event, we work closely with Boise PD. We use Boise Motor Escort and then Roadwork Ahead for our traffic company. We've submitted the plans for that. We've really kind of dialed in that traffic control plan over the past few years. It's gotten to be really smooth. Traffic flows really nicely. And the support from the police and then the contract services has made it really, really successful. So I know Boise Motor Escort will be there. React will hopefully be there as well as Boise PD. So, and then we use lots of volunteers to staff the area out on the greenbelts to make people aware that there's people coming through, and then also out at the water stations that we have throughout the course. We'll have overnight security at Albertsons headquarters. If we're not sure if we're going to start setup on Thursday or if we're just going to do Friday, it just kind of depends. Event rents we're trying to figure that out. So but we will have overnight security if that happens, to keep everyone out of our area. We put out notices on the Greenbelt 2 weeks before the event to just notify the community of the event. And then we also do a mailing to the River Run area where we're really in the neighborhood on their streets. And that seems to have worked really well for the past 3 or 4 years. So pre-COVID is when we started doing that. So it seems to give them enough notification to make sure that they can get out to the airports and not worry about runners, or at least give them an option to contact us with questions. And then we do post signs within those outside surrounding areas like Mountain Crossing and things like that, just so that they know that there's going to be traffic coming through. We'll be reserving a dumpster for trash and recycling, and we'll be requesting boxes and recycling from the city. So we'll have that on site at Albertsons parking lot. And we do a 10-year trash. I think that's the right size. I don't remember, but we'll get that set up. And then we place it and get permission from Albertsons to use it in their lot. Here's the placement that we've done in the past. It seems to work well. It's kind of out of the the area. So it's not in the photos, but it's definitely close enough to be taken care of. And so this event is a full marathon, a half marathon, a 5K, and a 10K. So 4 different races, all starting between 7 a.m. and then the 10 and the 5K start at 10, and they all finish in the same location. And they all happily merge together and using the same course. So it's been fun to have all those, 5Kers finishing and seeing these marathoners come into. It's pretty inspiring for everyone. So we do use Warm Springs Boulevard or Warm Springs as you go. We use the bike lane as you go down the road, and then we enter onto the greenbelt from there. So, and we have used signage and coned off and do a traffic plan for all of that. It's kind of people really enjoy being able to run down the historical district and see all the fun houses. So we have lots of parking, which is the benefit of using Albertsons. So we can use both sides of their buildings, parking lots for all of the participants. So we don't crowd any other areas. So, and it's been plenty of parking for the event in the past. So, and the bus parking we use bright and early, and that's only to pick up and take participants out to the starting area. So we don't over park in Lucky Peak. So. This is a very basic setup. We're looking at having a small stage that's usually on the grass of Albertsons, and then we'll use that footprint to fill in with vendors, and we use our packet pickup, and we have our t-shirts and everything like that. It's basically just that corner of their parking lot. This would be the finish line celebration day, so we'll have more tables. We have our first aid, which will have access to the runners as they come in the finish line, and then the ambulance will be there and be able to head out with access if they needed to transport anyone out, or if anyone needed to get in. So there's fencing there, but it is movable and has room for access. And then the stage is put up by Event It's small. I'm worried, like everyone's, those stages were so big. I'm like, mine's really not that big. So it is, I think it's like a 10 by 10 or maybe a little bit bigger with a tent on top. So, we hopefully the big potato drop potato will be there again. Everyone loves to have their photo taken with that. So they usually bring that in and put it at the back of the venue there so people can take their photos. This is just the route that we send the buses in to get them in and get them out, because there are participants trying to get in and park. And it seems to have worked really well. They just drop off and they continue out and do another run back to Albertsons headquarters. We have restrooms there available for the participants before they start. We have our starting line area and a truss put up, and have abilities to make announcements in case we needed to stop for weather or anything like that. So we have a announcing system out there. And then this is really hard to see on this lovely little map, but we have our 10K course. This one starts and finishes at Albertsons headquarters, and we use the green belts. We do go up Park Center over the bridge to Walnut, and then Warm Springs, and then back on the green belt. So, and these are all online, so you can check those out and read more detail if you need. And there's the 5K, and I believe that's it for what we have. So, any questions?
Thank you, Allison. You are going to be a tough act to follow, my friend. I hope we get to see you in your new capacity as well.
Yes, thank you.
We will go ahead and start with questions.
Hi. So I sent you markups for the traffic control plan. All the flaggers that are controlling intersections and stopping traffic have to be certified.
Yes.
Okay. And then, and you didn't put where you were going to have Boise PD or any of them at what intersections, but that would be helpful just so that we know.
Okay.
Other than that, I think we're pretty good. I do have your insurance. And I can't remember if we got the CUP from Boise PD yet, but I'm sure we'll get that
Okay.
shortly.
And the police, we typically don't assign them to a location. They kind
They're
of
just en
rotate.
route and follow.
Yeah.
Okay.
They lead their runners on Park Center.
And that's
over.
fine. That's,
Yeah.
that's fine.
And we'll make
Yeah.
a note of that though.
Well, we should be good with that.
Okay. And then all of the React team has been certified as certified flaggers as well. So,
Oh, okay, good.
which was.
Yeah,
part
we
of
just
us
don't want
using-
anybody jumping out there that doesn't know what they're doing, especially on Park Center or some of those bigger intersections.
Yes, definitely.
Allison. Yeah, first of all, thank you. You have been a pleasure to work with over the years and certainly made my life easier just by taking care of your events and the communication, cooperation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just looking at your slides, so you already addressed the permission, so we'll
Yep.
wait on that.
Mhm.
And the 10 yards, they're actually 20 yards. is
That's
what
why
you'll
I was
wanna
like, I don't think.
request. Yeah.
Okay.
And then my final question, slide 6, it says, and this semantics, but one dumpster for trash plus boxes on site. What's the on site part?
That just refers to the trash boxes that we get from the city to put out in throughout the footprint. Those are just the trash cans that we would control and have our teams pick up and put in there. I think that's all that meant. Yeah.
Okay,
No
yeah.
additional dumpsters or anything.
That makes sense. I just want to make sure it wasn't like, you're certainly welcome to borrow those, but if you're bringing in others or if you're using Albertsons trash cans, I just wanted to get clarification on
Yeah,
that.
no other trash cans, just the big one. And then we'll control it through the trash boxes. So
Great. Well, thank you.
thank you.
Allison, we're set in parking. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Hi, Allison. I hope your successor is going to be just as diligent as you have been with the communication and the paperwork. You've been awesome. As far as Central District Health is concerned, just submit that notification of the event and the list of vendors at least 30 days before the event. And just an FYI, there's a good chance that Life's Kitchen is going to obtain a mobile food permit.
Okay.
So they might operate a food truck at your event.
Oh, that would be even better. So,
And
okay,
if for whatever reason that doesn't play out, then they can apply for the temporary event
Okay.
permit. Thank you.
great. Thank you.
Congratulations. We're usually good on insurance, so I'll check to make sure we have everything we need, but I think we're good. Thank you.
Hi, Wilson. Best of luck with your new adventure. I really appreciate the breakdown for the neighborhood notifications, and I'll take a quick look. I actually haven't looked at this one yet, but I looked at the other marathons you submitted. So if I have any questions, I'll let you know. Otherwise, I'll submit my approval. Thanks.
I'm sad to see you go, but I hope that I see you, back with Girls on the Run. They're so lucky to have you. So thanks for teaching me a bunch over the years and taking care of your stuff. And as far as this event and your other ones, we're solid. Got it all worked out.
Great. Thanks, Summer.
Good morning, Allison.
Good morning.
Good luck on your new adventure. Do you know who you will be contracting with for your ambulance service yet?
I'm not sure. I cannot remember the name of who we used in the past, but I did make a note to make sure my person who comes in will take care of that.
So yeah, we can talk about that offline. Just want to see who it is and what their medical plan is. And then that ambulance won't ever leave to transport. If we
Yeah.
need to transport, Ada County will come in.
Yes.
So if we can just make sure the ingress and egress is big enough for that ambulance.
Yes. No.
Thank you, Allison. I know the stage is tiny and I think I've seen those before that Event Rent has, but
Mhm.
sometimes they put, what is the size of tent that's going to go over the stage? Do you know?
I believe so they've offered two different options where there's a tiny one that goes on or a bigger one that goes over the
Okay.
whole stage. And I think the stage is the 10 by 10 and it's a foot off the ground. And then it's a 15 by 15 open tent.
Okay, all right. They should know this, but if you go over 700 square feet, they have to get a permit.
Yeah.
What about the food tent? How big is that tent?
That's just a 20 by 20.
20 by 20. Okay,
Mhm.
you should be good to go then. We have no other concerns. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Allison. Your events are always well run. I appreciate it. We're just going to plan on the previous staffing levels and we'll get you an agreement.
Great.
Thank you.
Hello. Well, congratulations. Devastated to see you leaving us because you have been such a wonderful partner, but happy to see where you're headed. So I'm sure we will work with you in the future. So again, just echoing everybody, thank you so much. You're a tremendous partner to all of us. The only items that I have is we'll just need to get the finalized information on your medical side, the traffic control plan, once it's approved from ACHD, and then we'll work with BPD on that staffing so we can create that briefing packet that'll go out to all the responders if they need to respond there. One of the things that we have been encouraging events, especially those that are going to be on the Greenbelt and have a long route, is an app called What 3 Words. Okay, so you are aware of that.
Yeah.
I would highly recommend for those working the event and for your runners to potentially download that because it is a great quick access of information that can be relayed to dispatch to locate somebody in need.
That's a great tip. I'll put that in their information so they can download that. That's good.
Thank you, Allison.
Hello.
Hi.
I have to mimic what everyone else says. We just love working with you. I think it has been a two-way street for educating each other back and forth. So I think 9 times out of 10, when somebody asks for a demonstration of a presentation or a PowerPoint, it's like, oh, call Allison at the Y. So for any kind of run. So thank you very much for all the thoroughness, the teamwork, the communication. We do hope to see you around with your new position and role. You know where to find us if you need anything.
Yeah.
As far as the race goes, it looks great. Just keep us posted. Like Dinko said on the Life's Kitchen, if they end up with the food truck versus the booth and packaged food.
Okay.
Do you have any other questions or anything?
I don't think so.
Good. Okay.
And as soon as we have a new person in the role, they'll be able to contact you and give them all their information so they
Okay.
can transfer everything. So-
Yeah, and thanks for being flexible to come in a little earlier than we anticipate, but I'm glad that you did so we all could send you off with well wishes.
Yeah.
And I do have to say, I apologize. Leslie with VRT has been online, but for some reason she's under my name. So I'm signed on as 3 different times online, but she has been pinging me. So nothing else was needed, but I did want to apologize and let the record know that Valley Regional Transit is online. And then I believe Dave is a rep too, that's going to be taking over. So anyway, just want to connect that. So
Thanks, and good to have you online, Leslie. Ed, anything on your end?
Hi, Allison. No, just the exact same thing. You've been wonderful to work with the last few years, or actually since I've been a part of this committee. So thank you for all that you have done. We will definitely just get you what you need for your event, and good luck and see you in the future. Thank you.
Thank you. I do have one update for recycling and trying to be reducing our waste. We are working with the company to get reusable cups for our marathoners so that we can reduce the number of paper cups out there on the course. And then also all of the cups we're using that we receive from Gatorade are recyclable. So that was a big transition for us and hoping to reduce our waste. So
Nice. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's awesome to hear.
I think that's it.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Hopefully I'll see everyone again in some other different type of
Good luck.
capacity.
And I
but-
hope you're taking like a hot minute between gigs to
One
just,
day.
Oh, one day. Okay.
So, no, and I have a vacation in March, so I thought I better just hop in there and that way I can still do that. So, no,
Fair.
but
Fair.
it'll
you.
be good. Thank you very much, everyone.
All right. Well, just one event pending approvals, Big Sky Block Party, which we have a few weeks out on. But if anyone can get in there and sign off, you've just been waiting to do it, please go ahead and sign off as soon as you can on all these different events. And that way we have a better sense of who's actually waiting on information. It just makes Kelly's life easier. And I think that that is all something we should aspire to do on a regular basis. Anything else for the good of the order before we sign out? All right. Thanks, everyone. See you in a couple weeks.